Ninjago lore is something that is either really simple and straightforward, or it's something that is just overly confusing and makes literally no sense. Well, today we are going to be talking about yet another big hope I have for the future of Ninjago, and all of that ties into, well, Ninjago lore. Let's get straight into it. Now, Ninjago lore is something that obviously doesn't need an introduction. Lore is literally the entire story, more or less, to a series or anything like that. Lore is literally Ninjago, basically summed up. And yeah, doesn't really need an introduction. I'm sure you're all familiar with what I mean by that term. It's obviously a very, very big thing. So my issue with Ninjago lore a lot of the time is honestly just the fact that sometimes it feels so forced, and it's like they're just constantly thinking of new ideas for new seasons as they go along, and then it kind of messes up the lore quite a little bit. So for example, let's say the Pyro Vipers, for example, that whole thing did feel like they were just kind of crammed into the lore as they came to write Season 11. You know, just stuff like that. Even the Oni, for example, some of it just feels really forced and really just crammed into the overall overarching story of Ninjago. And sometimes it feels kind of unnatural, if that's even the word for it. It just feels a little forced. That is what I'm trying to really get across here. Well, I propose, and one of my biggest hopes for the future of Ninjago, is for us to get seasons that are slightly disconnected from that main lore. So there wouldn't be any of this cramming in new lore, and it would be basically a completely new thing, and it would be not really a standalone story, I guess, but it would be just kind of a new adventure. Think of it like Prime Empire, but just a little bit different. It would be, for example, the ninja visiting a completely new place, and the lore would all build up from there. It wouldn't start kind of leeching off onto the old pre-existing Ninjago lore, because then that would create a, you know, an unnatural effect, as I said earlier. But with this new idea of the ninja exploring something entirely new and not having it connect to previous things in Ninjago much, that would be a lot better, and it would be more natural, and I think it would just overall flow a lot better, and it would definitely fix this issue that a lot of people do currently have with the writers of Ninjago basically just cramming in this new stuff because it suits them pretty much, and you know, they've got to create a new story, so they bend things a little, you know, they tweak things a little, and it ends up creating a very strange and bumpy ride when it comes to Ninjago lore. But this new idea that I have would completely fix all of that. So in a way, it's kind of like the last video I made on the Ninjago villain idea I have for the future, except for this time it would be for all of Ninjago and all of the current existing storyline and lore that we currently have. And yeah, that would be pretty much it. Now on to the big question now of would/could this actually happen? Would it happen? 50-50, I think, is a definite answer here, because, for example, we do have seasons like Prime Empire where, you know, they did actually just create something brand new that wasn't really part of Ninjago's huge history timeline. But, you know, it's just a case of, are they really going to make another season like that? And while I think it's entirely possible, I think that right now they may be focusing more on story, like the main story and stuff like that. Although Tommy Andreasen did say that the lore was almost finished for Ninjago over on his Twitter, so maybe this could mean that either Ninjago is ending soon, of course, or maybe that's the main lore done, and then they're going to be moving on to other things that aren't necessarily connected to this big main timeline that Ninjago currently has going on. And if that's the case, I'm honestly really, really hyped. Now, yeah, I definitely think it could work, but again, the question of would is just kind of 50-50. It could work, definitely. Would they do it? Again, really half and half in my opinion. It really just comes down to luck and what the writers feel like doing for that specific season, and I think that's basically going to be the closest answer we are really going to get. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed my thoughts on this and hearing my overall take on this subject. And yeah, that's basically all I really wanted to let out in today's video. This is another huge hope and, you know, just idea that I have for Ninjago's future. Hopefully it really can happen. And yeah, that's really all I've got to say here. As usual, if you did enjoy today's video, please do feel free to drop a like on it. Feel free to also drop your thoughts down below in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts regarding all of this. If you are new to the channel and are interested in seeing a lot of content very, very similar to this, then please do also consider subscribing to the channel with that notification bell turned on. With all of this being said though, guys, I will see you all in my next video coming out very, very soon. Goodbye.